Wherever members of Mahasangha, friends in Dhamma, at this moment, you are very special meritorious act, listening to Dhamma, what the Blessed One explained. Here you are doing this spiritual activity, remembering the qualities of late Mrs. Chandrani Prabhupada. When he was living with us, he spent a very virtuous life, very generous life. That is why we respect her. That is why he was respected by many people. When we see the Buddha's message, very first quality is that Saddha or confidence. Saddha means confidence in what the Blessed One explained. When we see the Buddha's message, in short, Buddha says, Sajit Hariyodapana, purifying one's mind. No matter whether you are Buddhist or not, you can understand the Buddha's message. Buddha explained the way how we purify our mind. Why do we need to purify our mind? Whenever our mind is polluted with negative thoughts, even though we are very educated, even though we are very rich, although we have a lot of children who are very educated, actually everything that we earn is useless. The reason is that we have no real happiness. Whenever you are angry, whenever you are greedy, whenever you are unmindful and ignorant, at that moment you depend on outside and also you are controlled by the outside world. It means you have no real happiness. In this situation, the Supreme Buddha explains the way how we purify our mind. First of all, we should understand the negative thoughts that disturb our peace of mind. There are three unwholesome mental states that disturb our peace of mind. They are craving, anger, and delusion. These are the negative thoughts. Actually, these are the real enemies who disturb our peace of mind. We usually think that outside persons and things disturb our peace of mind. Actually, nobody or nothing can disturb your peace of mind. These negative thoughts disturb your peace of mind. That is why the Supreme Buddha explained the way how we purify our mind from these negative thoughts. The more you purify your mind from these negative thoughts, the more you have defeated enemies and the more you are happier. That is why we should develop our mind and we should purify our mind from negative thoughts. The Supreme Buddha explained the path how we purify our mind. The very first one is Saddha or confidence. Saddha Molika Sabbe Kusala Dhamma. Saddha is the foundation of all the good qualities, all some activities. Saddha means Buddha's message, what the Blessed One explained. The Buddha says, Mano Kupangama Dhamma, Mano Settha Manomaya, Manasache Padurhene, Bahasiva Arohiva, Atonandu Manveti, Sahano Atovana. Mind is the forerunner, mind is chief, mind made that day. If someone does something with a wicked mind, suffering follows him because of wicked mind. And also, Buddha says, Manohopangamanama, Manosetha Manomaya, Manasache Pasanena, Pasativa Karodiva, Tatonam Sumanveti, Chaya. Mind is the forerunner, mind is chief, mind made that day. If someone does something with a pure mind, happiness follows him. Fruitful results come to him because of pure mind. This is the place where we should be confident in. If we have this understanding, We always try to do good activities in our life. Sabapaka sakarana, not to do any evil. Kusala sopa sampada, doing good activities. And Sajita Paryodapanam, purifying one's mind. This is the advice that we practice with this understanding. This is the very first understanding in Buddhism. When we go to the next level, the Buddha explains the way how suffering arises and how suffering ceases. The Buddha says very clearly, suffering definitely comes to the person who is ignorant and unwise, who is ignorant and unmindful. Suffering never comes to the person who is wise and mindful. What is the ignorance? What is the unmindfulness? Ignorance means not knowing of arising of our life, not knowing of arising of our experiences. What happens to our life? The nature of our life. Our entire life is about six senses and six external objects. We see something through our eyes, we hear something through our ears, we smell something through our nose, we taste something through our tongue, we touch something through our physical body. This is our life. But because of our ignorance, when we experience something through our senses, we immediately depend on outside world. When we see something, we think that there is something outside at this moment. Actually, there is something outside. There are material worlds, material things in the outside world which consist with four fundamental elements. Patavi, Apo, Thero, Vayu, earth element, water element, fire element and air element. We can see a material world in the outside world, but the very important thing, very special thing, we can contain something at the present moment, but when we understand it, the very first experience, the material world has ceased. We recognize everything through our mind consciousness. When we recognize something through our mind consciousness, the very first experience, mind and matter have already ceased. This is the reality, whether we like or not, whether we believe or not. Suffering arises because of not knowing of this reality. When we see something, when we hear something, when we smell something, when we taste something, when we touch something, if we think there is something in the outside world at this moment, what I experience at the moment, that is the nature of ignorance, then we depend on the outside world and also we are controlled by the outside world. With this situation, Paticca Samuppada or the dependent origination works here. What is that? Avidya Pacca Sankhara, Sankhara Pacca Vijnana, Vijnana Pacca Namarupa. With the arising of ignorance, mental formations arise. With the arising of mental formations, consciousness arises. So on, finally, Jati Pacca Jara Marana Soka Harideva. With the arising of birth, sorrow, lamentation, stain, grief, everything arises. On the other side, when we experience something through our mind consciousness, if we can understand now the very first experience has ceased, I recognize this thing through my mind consciousness and the very first experience has already ceased, then we come to insight. We are mindful, we are wise, and we contemplate on arising and ceasing of the first experience. As the result of this practice, we release from the outside world. This is the liberation. This is the emancipation. This is the freedom. If you like to become the real liberation, emancipation, this is the path that the Blessed One explained. This is the very first step of wisdom. Sutame Panya, the wisdom of listening. And also, if we are confident in this reality, we think this reality again and again. That is Chintame Panya, the wisdom of contemplating or thinking. That is Chintame Panya, the second stage of wisdom. The third one is Bhavaname Panya, the wisdom of meditation. By practicing samatha vipassana, we achieve this goal, we receive the results. And here, it is very important to understand the path. The path completely depends on mindfulness, being aware of our body and mind. As soon as we hear something, if you can understand and mindful that now I understand this form, sound or smell through my mind consciousness, then we depend on insight. Whenever we have no this understanding or mindfulness, it means we depend on outside, we are controlled by the outside world. Do you like to be controlled by the outside world? Nobody likes to be controlled by the outside. The Buddha explained the way how we achieve the real liberation, freedom. Mindfulness is the main quality that we should practice on this path. First of all, we should be confident in this reality. Buddhism doesn't belong to Buddhism. The Buddha never preached Dhamma for the Buddhist people. Buddha explained his message for those who were wise. Here, you also can understand this reality. The very first level, the background of this spiritual path is that practicing 5 precepts. Abstaining from taking life, abstaining from stealing, abstaining from sexual misconduct, abstaining from false speech, and abstaining from intoxicating drinks and drugs causing heedlessness. If we practice these 5 qualities, we have confidence in our life. We can face any society. We can face to any person without fear, without suffering, without doubt. This is the very first quality that we should have. Having this quality, we go forward. We listen to Dhamma again and again. We understand what the Buddha explained. Buddha explained the way how suffering arises and how suffering ceases. Whenever we are wise, we can understand what happens to my life at this moment. As you heard here, if you can practice this path, mindfulness, actually mindfulness is not alone. It depends on the Noble Eightfold Path. Samma Ditti, Samma Sankappa, Samma Vaca, so on. Right understanding, right intention, right speech, right action, right effort, right livelihood, right mindfulness, and right concentration. Buddha says very clearly, Arya Attangika Magga is the fearless path. Ujuko Nama Somaggo, Abhaya Nama Sadisa. The Noble Eightfold Path is the fearless path, the direct path for the liberation. No matter whatever we do everything with the confidence in this message. And also when we speak something, it belongs to Samma Vaca, right speech. When we do a job, it belongs to the Samma Ajiva, right livelihood. When we have an effort, it belongs to Sammavayama, right effort. When we think something, it belongs to Samma Sankappa, right intention, right thoughts. Nekkhamma Sankappa, Avyapada Sankappa, Ahimsa Sankappa. And when we do something physically, it belongs to Samma Kamma, right action. When we practice mindfulness, it belongs to right mindfulness. And also, if we concentrate our mind at the present moment with a positive thought, it belongs to Samma Samadhi, right concentration. As the result of having this understanding, we manage everything according to the Noble Eightfold Path. This is the spiritual path. This path is like a red carpet, like a golden carpet. No matter wherever you are going, you go everywhere on this red carpet. What is the red carpet that Buddha has introduced? Practicing the Noble Eightfold Path. We do every activities, even we breathe every moment with this understanding. It means little by little we reach from the outside world and we come to the inside world of understanding. We fully trust in our mind, our understanding, purifying our mind. Whenever we have this understanding, if we know that when we experience something through our senses, if we have this understanding, the material world has already ceased. I recognize everything through my mind consciousness. It means we don't find any material thing in this world. We can contact something at the moment, but when we understand it, the material world has ceased. If you have this understanding, we don't find any material thing in the world, it means nobody or nothing can disturb our peace of mind. Nobody can blame you. Nobody can make you angry. Nobody can make you lustful. You depend on your understanding, your practice, mindfulness. Practicing mindfulness is the way how we make a refuge, how we make a best friend in our life. We usually find friends or relatives or refuge from the outside world. Buddha never says us to make a refuge in outside world. The Buddha explained very clearly, we should not depend on even the Buddha. We should not depend on even the Arahanta, Sariputta. After Bhante Sariputta passed away, Bhante Ananda was so sad. Then Buddha says, Ananda, don't depend on Sariputta. You depend on yourself. How do we depend on your own self? Practicing mindfulness is the way how we depend on within us. Then outside world is unable to disturb our peace of mind. With this understanding, 5 spiritual faculties, saddha, confidence, virya, energy, sati, mindfulness, samadhi, concentration, and panya, wisdom. These 5 spiritual faculties gradually increase. What is the meaning of these spiritual faculties? Indriya dharma. Indriya means the leader. We do everything giving the priority to these 5 things. Saddha, virya, sati, samadhi, panya. We do everything in our day-to-day life giving the priority to these 5 things. Confidence, energy, mindfulness, concentration, and finally wisdom. Wisdom means reflecting on impermanence. At the very first experience, the 5 aggregates arise. Mind and matter arise at the present moment in the first experience. Rupa, form, Vedana, feeling, Sanya, perception, Sankhara, mental formations, and consciousness, Vijnana. These five things arise together at the very first experience, and they immediately cease. Again, we take these five things as me, as myself, because of ignorance. Then they come to the Panchupadana Khanda, the clinging to five aggregates. That is the cause of suffering. The very first experience is not the cause of suffering. The very first experience, when we contact something through our senses, the very first experience is neither pleasant nor unpleasant. That is neither wholesome nor unwholesome. That is neutral. But second experience, we take it as me, as myself, because of ignorance and because of not mindfulness. When it comes to our life with ignorance, then we live in these five things that they are still happening at this moment. That is the nature of ignorance. But if we have this understanding, we completely trust in practicing mindfulness. As soon as some experiences come to our life, we immediately understand this reality and we practice mindfulness as much as we can. Whenever we practice mindfulness, it means we are near the Buddha. Mara or devil doesn't see us whenever we are mindful. Whenever we are away from mindfulness, it means we are away from the Buddha. It means we are near the Mara or devil. It means Mara or devil can do anything for us because we are controlled by him. Buddhism explains the way how we make a refuge within us. For that, we should have this understanding how suffering arises and how suffering ceases. Here, firstly, we should be confident in this reality. Then we have energy to overcome negative thoughts and we have energy to practice good deeds. That is energy period. And also, mindfulness or sati means we are aware of our body and mind. And also, by practicing loving kindness meditation or any samatha bhavana, concentration meditation technique, we concentrate our mind in the present moment, such as may all beings be well, happy, and peaceful. Again and again, we practice a meditation technique. According to Buddhism, there are 40 meditation techniques. This is the way how we beautify our mind. Whenever we practice concentration meditation, samatha bhavana, we are able to overcome negative thoughts, especially five hindrances, panchadikara. Sensual pleasure, ill will, sloth and torpor, restlessness and worry, skeptical doubts. These are the five hindrances, panchadikara, that disturb our peace of mind. Whenever we have these negative thoughts in our mind, be sure that we have no real peace of mind. If we want to achieve the real peace of mind, we have to overcome these five hindrances from our mind. If we want to see the beauty of our mind, beauty of our life, Buddhism explains the way. If a person can become the jhanas by reducing these negative thoughts, is like a Brahma who is in the Brahma realm. Buddhism explains the way how we live like a Brahma. Having a physical body in the human realm, if we can practice concentration meditation, that is the way how we make the Brahma realm, Brahma world in this immediate life, in the human life. Not only that, we can live like Arhantas, such as Reverend Sariputta, Moggala, Mahakashyapa. Whenever we are mindful and wise, reflecting on impermanence, arising and ceasing of high aggregation, that is the way how we meet the Arhantas. This is the way how we give the highest value to our life. The value of our life depends on the average of purifying our mind. If our mind is polluted with craving, anger, and delusion, actually our lives are not valuable. The value of our life depends on the duration of the average of purification of our mind. Whenever we are mindful and wise at the moment, our mind has no space for craving, anger, and delusion. Our mind is completely pure and calm. Little by little, we have to increase the duration of purification of our mind. For that, we have to practice mindfulness again and again. Mindfulness is divided into four: the contemplation of body, the contemplation of feelings, the contemplation of consciousness, and the contemplation of mental formations. And finally, we are living in Chitta. We are fully aware of our mind. As soon as we experience something, we understand whether my mind is angry or not angry, whether my mind is lustful or not, whether my mind is ignorant or not. This is the way how we get the real result of our life. Even though we are very educated, although we are very rich, although our appearance is very beautiful, if we are ignorant, everything that we earn is useless. Buddhism explains the way how we purify our mind to the maximum level, how we give the real value to our life. Purification of mind is the way how we give the real value to our this real life. We were born in this world to understand this reality, and also when we listen to this message, we should give the priority to practice this math. Since we know very well, our real happiness depends on within us, not in outside world. Even though you have very beautiful children, one day you have to leave them. Even though you have a very beautiful physical body, little by little it is going to old age, decay. That is the nature, whether you like or not, whether you believe or not. If we can trust in our understanding and if we can trust in our mind and purification of our mind, we always give the priority to practice our spiritual life, especially practicing mindfulness. Buddha says very clearly, practicing mindfulness is the only way for the purification of beings, Satthana Visuddhya. Practicing mindfulness is the only way for the getting rid of suffering. Practicing mindfulness is the only way for the overcoming of sahu and limitation. So, practicing mindfulness is the only way for the attaining knowledge and liberation. Practicing mindfulness is the only way for the attaining enlightenment. In your every step, in your every breath, if you can be mindful, that is the way how we live happily, how we live successfully, wisely, and mindfully. Okay, dear friends in Dhamma, this is the summary of the speech that I wanted to deliver for you. If you have any question, you can ask. We started our sermon with confidence in what the Blessed One explained, but finally, we don't need to confident in the Buddha's word. Finally, we confident in our understanding. Practicing mindfulness or practicing the Noble Eightfold Path. Here, we explain the three qualities in our day-to-day life we should practice. What they are: practicing five precepts, practicing loving kindness meditation, and being aware of your body and mind, or practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness is the best friend. Best friends are not in outside world. Mindfulness is the real best friend in our life because it is with us. We can control it. We always live with best friend. If we can practice this pattern day by day, we can overcome craving or greed, ill will or anger, ignorance or delusion. Finally, we live without ignorance. Then we understand. Samoham vacitam, samoham cittam pajanati, veta mohan vacitam, veta mohan cittam pajanati. Whenever mind is ignorant, we immediately understand, now I am ignorant. Then we can come to our mind to the inside. And veta mohan vacittam, veta mohan cittam pajanati. Whenever mind is not ignorance, we immediately understand, now my mind has no ignorance at this moment. If your mind is fixed in the outside world and with forms, sounds, smell and taste, be sure that is the sign of ignorance. We can enjoy anything. Buddhism doesn't reject the enjoyment. We can enjoy smell, sound, forms, anything. But we should do it with understanding, mindfully and wisely. That is the highest enjoyment. Even Arhantas have enjoyed their life. Seen some very beautiful environment, sounds, animals, they have also enjoyed the life. But they have done it with mindfulness. But we enjoy our life depending on outside. While we are enjoying, anyone can disturb our enjoyment because we depend on outside world. But when Arhantas are enjoying, nobody or nothing can disturb their enjoyment. That is the difference of enjoyment according to Buddhism. Okay, dear friends in the Dhamma, finally we have to practice these three qualities. Practicing five precepts, loving kindness and mindfulness. Be sure whether you are mindful or not every moment. This is the way how we give the highest value to our life. Dukkha pantaca nindukkha, bayam pantaca nimbayam. Sokam pantaca nissokam, untu sabbe vipanino.